taking control myself. So Pius' death also did that kind of thing to me. Largely because of him and the kind of person he was. Because Lola had said that we will do this for 3 seconds or 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. So I've done this for Pius. On 23 November 2013, that was in Abeokuta at Ake, Pius Adesanmi autographed his wide-ranging collection of essays, "You Are Not a Country, Africa," published by Penguin for me in the following words: "For my dear brother, Kunle Ajibade, that together we may scribble this country out of stagnant trajectories." He took Nigeria seriously and spent his prodigious talent working tirelessly to scribble it out of his stagnant trajectories. He was always willing to do this with others, which was a special gift. For most talented writers, basically prefer to work alone. He succeeded in affirming the role of the writer as an agent of social change.
I met Professor first through his writings before we met physically. We got introduced by Sheikh Adeni, also a journalist. Sheikh called me in Accra one afternoon. He said that someone who would like to visit me is coming to Ghana. I said, "You know, my home is always welcome to every Nigerian goes to Ghana." I said, "Who is the person?" He said, "Pius Adesanmi." That's the man I love so much. I love his writings, even if I disagree with him sometimes. And so I said, "Give him my number." Then he came. I think he spent a couple of months at the University of Ghana in Gabon. And what I remember about that period was that he turned my house to the house of Amelia. Oh, he loved his food. Even there were times I traveled and parents would call me. I said, "Bobby, whatever." I'm telling him maybe I'm somewhere in the US. He said, "So we'll see you here." I said, "We'll be order." And I will call my chefs, and I will say my friend, the professor, and they knew where he was staying, was supplying his malaria, and he was always very happy. Then, in the last few months, interestingly, in January, I called him and said I was trying to go to Oxford University, and they told me I needed 3 references. So I sent him a message on WhatsApp. He didn't respond. Then I got angry. I said, "What's wrong with this man?" Then later, he came back to me. I think to make it quicker, I will just read our interactions. The first thing I told him, "My dear brother, this is Dele Momodo. I don't know how the story escaped me that you had an accident. Just discussing now with Shegun. May God heal you totally. I will keep trying till I get you." Then he responded, "Great to hear from you, my dear brother Bobby. It was serious, though. He liked your exercise. 2 months later, I am still in physio and recovering from the injuries. 2 people died. I am the only survivor." Can you believe that? I said, "Don't have mercy." Shegun told me, and I'm speechless, "May their souls rest in peace. Then I wrote an article in my column titled, "Are Nigerian youth truly ready to run or just ranting?" He read it and he responded, "Okay, this tour de force has arrived in time."
If I've learnt anything about Pius over the last few days, because I'm not religious at all, so I believe in the randomness of the things that happen to us as human beings. I don't think we have a lot of control over the things that happen. But I've been completely moved by the outpouring of love and appreciation for what Pius was. I mean, Pius was 47 years old. I know a lot of politicians who would pay a lot of money to be able to have this outpouring that Pius has been on the receiving end of. He didn't have to pay anybody to retweet his messages or to say nice things about him. It came from our hearts because he was a gift to us. And that's how I remember Pius. I remember his laughter more than anything else. Has anybody here actually heard Pius when he's laughing? Yeah. You know what it's like when he goes, you know that sound, very loud that he will do. And then when he's laughing like this, he will fall this way, he will fall that way, he will, you know, he kind of just wraps everybody. Everybody swings into that jolly mood of his.
When I heard of Pius, of the crash of the E302, Ambassador Bakiadi was the first person I called. And he said, yes, it has happened. One Nigerian died. 30 minutes later, Baki called me back to say, we lost him. He was also there, traveling on his passport. So for me, I know of him, but I also know Tajuddin Abraham, who we lost in Nairobi. And I was in Kenya then when we lost him. You know, events like this, when it happens, the only way what we can do is to accept a stoic and philosophic calmness. But the most important is what do we do after? And I think the fitting tribute to his memory is to continue. I'm sure there are going to be annual lectures, symposiums. There are going to be prizes in his name, secondary schools and all. But he represented for each and every one of us the issue before us as Nigerians in terms of, thank you very much. The issue before all of us is that the struggle for Nigeria still continues. And he has also confirmed that art cannot be for art's sake. And I think that's just, you know, it was German who came to my office today because I've been having.
The song was an antique of when the village met you. By the brown rock place where victory is crowned. You had that cord in your hands, with which you had led our mother through, fed our mother with purified. You said that the village had a grass with you, and that you were headed for the doom of the ancestors, headed not to return, away from king, away the broke heart. That dawn, we heard the shriek of the bird. We did not hear its laughter, not even when we pleaded the Rosheshe. The king's point of free heart refused that of your ground. The broken people were also refused to convey their assorted items soaked with palm to the building principle. Away on king, away you have. Yet you perch on us and sit alone, but is stood outside the house all night. You weep blood, sharing daisies, short of blood, and all elements weep with you. The cock has crowded behind you. You, the purifier of our mother. You are our bone. You are our white cake. You are our fresh breast. You are our pride on the face of the moon. Away from gates, away you are.
So
So this is what I said. This is I call it my first morning cry. What or who do I curse? The day, the plane, the makers of the new technology-driven plane on which my friend and my brother was flying from Addis Ababa to Nairobi. Death. Death. And it's stealth in many ways it comes. But it should never ever have set its sights on Pius again, having tried and failed last year. Pius, you survived that road accident and marvel that you did. I still don't know how and why I survived, you wrote to me. And death, shamed that you had proved stronger than it on the road, stalks you in the air. Pius. Pius. My brother Pius. From the campus of the University of Ibadan to the campuses of Penn State University State College and Cornell University Ithaca, New York, to that visit to Jersey City in 2007 when I was finishing my dissertation. Here's the photo of us together on the Hudson River Walk. And all the places too many where we were together, alone or with, stop it, don't call me. Where we were alone or with mutual friends. I can't bring myself to say, rest in peace. And yet I must wish your restless, fecund, passionate, and patriotic how you ached and wrote to save Nigeria. Your fecund, patriotic, and passionate soul, eternal rest. Well then, rest. You did more in your short life than many can, living the fullness of their days. Rest in peace, my friend, my brother. If I have 1 minute more, then I'll read it.
Pius was a very close friend of mine while we were in high school. Pius' mom and my mom went to the same secondary school. So, Pius' mom was my mommy in school. So my mom would send money through Pius' mom, and Pius would come back to me and tell me that, don't worry, your money is in my heart. I'm saying, I'm sure you know what that means. We are very close. We are very close. So that means he knows the amount my mom has sent, so I can't really change the thing. So he got to a point. One day he just called me that one of his cousins just came in from the village. So and I came in from the Lorry to the city. So the two of them just called me one day that I should go and collect my money from Pius' mom. I said, what for? I said, we want to spend the money. Or else they will beat me up after classes. And as a smart boy from the Lord, I had to tell them I want to wait for break. Extra classes after. But funny enough, as close as we were, I never met Pius again after school. But we speak a lot. We talk on Facebook, and so there was a time, I think it was 2013 or so. I was in Texas and he just called me up from Facebook call. And he said, Facebook just told me you're somewhere nearby. I said, are you in Texas? He said, no, but he's on his way to Texas. But unfortunately, the program he was supposed to come in for didn't come up again. So he said, okay, we'll meet in Nigeria. So we got to Nigeria again. He called me up that I should pick him up at the airport. I said, no problem. So he got to the airport, he didn't call me. So after about 2 hours, I called again. Is Pius in town? He said, yes, I'm with Pius. But we're with Pastor Tunde Bakari. I think they're close friends. So he said, okay, just tell your wife to prepare pandemic and go and do camera. I said, well, you try camera in Lagos. Always have any other drink that you want. 30 minutes to the time I was supposed to call him to go and pick him up right there. He called me again. He's on his way to the airport, going to Abuja. He said, okay, just tell your wife to keep the pounded yam in the fridge. I said, don't keep pounded yam in the fridge. So she sent a message that I should show it to my wife. I want to speak to my wife. I said, my wife, don't worry. I'm still coming for that man today. Don't worry. On Sunday, this very Sunday we're talking about, I'm a member of the Lions Club. And I was at a meeting. My wife just called me that she saw somebody that looks like Pius on the Facebook. I said, and so? You've not seen somebody's picture on Facebook before? So I just ignored it and continued my meeting. The very positive thing just called me during the meeting that he's gone. I said, who? I said, Pius was inside the plane. I just stood up from the meeting and I left.